Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun. And we're recording.
Oh, hello. Welcome back, Peasky family.
What's up? Welcome back to you, too. You went to Florida.
Okay, for like a day. We were gone for like a freaking month.
We were gone for about 22 days.
It's crazy.
Holy cow, who does that?
Every time I come here to get the mail, I'm like, oh, I miss everybody. I miss my family.
I know, we had an extended stay. We got stuck at the airport, which is why we all got sick.
Yeah.
We're all sick. Cough, 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 cough,
Yeah,
cough.
don't cough in my direction.
No. Like, I'm feeling better. I'm not contagious anymore, but man, that was rough. Probably COVID times
I was like, do you think it was COVID?
We all got it. We all got knocked down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We all took turns. So it's like she's how I was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm how Steve was yesterday. And it's like that's how it was.
Who was the first one? Timmy.
Steven.
Oh, Steven.
He was in the middle of the vacation.
Aww.
He got knocked down. He had 3 days in a row of just sleeping.
Oh, that sucks.
And then Steve, right? Dad. Julia's with us. And then Timmy. And then me, and then you, and when we got home, pretty much.
Yeah.
I knew it, too. We were on our last flight. So let's talk about our flights real quick. So the Pope dies. His funeral's Saturday.
God.
Our flight.
It's not funny, but, I was like, crazy shit happened while you were out there.
I mean, it was super, like, neat to be in the country where he was at state. Is that what they call it? Or in state? Or
I don't know what they call it.
With processions and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, we couldn't plan it, though.
Right.
We were supposed to be on our way home on Friday. His funeral was Saturday. I was kind of panicking a little bit, like, we're leaving, so I wasn't worried about that, but it was like everyone coming in and high security and all that, which there was a lot of world leaders were coming in. We saw so many cop cars. And what did the gentleman at the restaurant say? There was 2,000 or 4,000 police officers.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
In the city, taking everyone from Rome to the Vatican. I don't know. The whole thing was crazy. So, unfortunately, on Thursday night, someone or something hit our plane. And when it was on the ground. So, we get on the plane on Friday morning. It was a direct flight from Rome to Chicago. And they noticed the dent.
Oh, no.
So, I'm going to remind everyone that it's a 7-hour time. We were ahead 7 hours.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the time. I never knew what time it was there.
And I would start to send messages, and I would be like, oh, crap, it's like 2 a.m. by them.
Who cares? Send it. I'll see it when I get up.
I know.
My shit's always on vibrate.
So someone or something hit our plane. Excuse me, it's going to be like this the whole hour, folks. And so they were trying to get a hold of Boeing to make sure that they thought it was fine. It was just the dent. They thought that all the interior was fine, but they had to get approval through Boeing.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the night for Boeing.
Oh.
No one was on call. They couldn't figure out. So we sat on the plane for 4 hours, which we talked about. It really didn't seem like 4 hours.
Oh, I'd lose
people
my
were
mind.
napping. I mean, it was just like whatever. It was early morning. People were just like whatever. And then they let us get off the plane. And the second that they said, we're going to let you guys get off the plane and we're going to wait for Boeing to get back to us, I knew that we weren't coming back on. Right? We just knew. So we did sit around for 2 more hours on Friday, watching a bunch of people come in for the Pope's funeral, which was a little bit neat. There was a lot of, I would say, royals and stuff.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of neat things. And then they said there's a 90% chance it's going to get canceled, a 10% chance it's not going to get canceled. So if you do want to rebook or reschedule or whatever you want to do it.
Yeah.
They automatically got rebooked, Timmy and Julia. So they were going to come back on Saturday morning and fly right to Chicago.
Oh,
we did not.
Yeah.
So we got separated. So we had to go to Washington, D.C. on Saturday and then to Chicago.
So then did you stay with them, Julia? Or you flew your own flight?
Yeah, they flew their own flight.
And then how'd you get home from the airport? Because didn't Mom take you?
Tim's mom picked us up. Tim's mom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they had a ride.
I'd always come get you.
It even though that happened, everything was so smooth for us from beginning to end. Because we heard when we were at the hotel then, when we had to stay Friday to Saturday, we heard that people didn't even have flights.
Oh my gosh.
So we booked ours at the right time. I was looking at Steven because he had his and Steve's ticket on his phone.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Why don't we just book it? Like we're
Yeah.
looking at it right now.
Yeah.
It's filling up quick. Why don't we just book this one to Washington, D.C. and just whatever, call it
We'll
a day.
figure it out from there.
We'll figure it out, right? So we hit confirm. We did it. They didn't get any seats, so we were like a little nervous about that, but I picked mine. And then we started hearing that everything got booked up.
Oh God.
Nobody had flights Sunday. Some people we saw at the hotel, they had no idea what they were going to do, So it was like, it got a little crazy, but for us, we were very fortunate. It just went as smooth as can be. So
That's so crazy.
yeah, so crazy. But sitting in the Rome airport on Saturday morning, I was like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
And that's how I got sick. So I must have been stressed, but,
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't feel
said
it.
we were talking on the phone, and I said you always come home sick from vacation.
I guess I do. You always say that, but
Yeah.
I guess I do, right?
Me and you came home from Florida, and you had double ear infection.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because I freaking jumped into that pool.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I jumped into that pool because you didn't.
I didn't.
I was like, I'm hot. I'm jumping in. And I
Yeah.
jump into pools like I go under because I grew up with pools.
Yeah.
So they don't. And as soon as I got up and had water in my ear, I'm like, I just sent a bunch of
Yeah.
worms into my ears.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I got
I'm not one to
infected.
dunk my head under.
And
don't
I need
like
to
that.
learn not
Yeah.
to do that
Yeah.
because I got pneumonia and a double ear infection
Yeah.
after doing the frosty polar thing.
Oh God.
What's it called? Frosty
The
fracks?
polar plunge.
Polar plunge.
Yeah.
Frosty fracks. I don't know. The polar plunge. I got super sick after that too because I
Yeah.
went under.
Yeah.
Why would I go under? I don't know, but
Did anybody else go under for that? The polar plunge? No.
I think I slipped and fell.
Of course.
I think I did. I think I slipped and fell. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so Florida was good for you. Hi,
Mhm.
Jay.
Yeah. Had a good time.
What'd you guys do?
We slept all day and drank all night,
Any new places?
No.
All the same?
All the same.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
had a good time.
Familiar is perfect.
Well, we did go to one new place by his old house. And it was just like a little dive bar, you
Yeah,
know.
perfect.
Real small. Bartender was super friendly,
Those
so
are the best.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So we went to how many different cities? In Italy, Greece, Balkans, Slovenia. Yeah, 2 Croatias. We kind of, it was like that vacation where let's just get it all in.
Yeah.
So we slept on our floating hotel.
Yeah.
And then during the day, we went out to all the different cities.
That's what I was saying. I'm not a fan of cruises, but I feel like I could handle that one because you're just
too.
you're not stuck on it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would like being just on a ship all day long with maybe only stopping at 1 or 2 places for a week,
Mm-hmm. There, we were looking at some, and there are 15, 21-day cruises, right?
Yeah.
World cruises are
World cruise, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 90 days or something, right?
I've seen some that are 200.
That's
200
wild.
days.
I couldn't
a world
do that.
cruise.
No.
But you're at sea 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah.
So we had an at sea day, which we knew of. So they had some great events on the boat because they knew everyone was going to be at sea. We did spa day. And then we had an impromptu, not scheduled spa day because of the weather.
Oh.
So we actually ended up having 2 spa days. Or
Nice.
2 spa days. 2 at sea spa days. You can tell we spoiled ourselves. I meant 2 at sea days.
Okay, I was like, dang, girl. How much you get your hair done out there?
I'm looking at her like, yeah, we did the spa like every day, which we did. We paid for our package. We spoiled ourselves.
Did
a
you
little
get like
bit.
massages and stuff?
We did.
Oh, nice.
I got the world's best facial. Don't I look like I'm 25 today?
Well, I mean, you just came home from vacation. Of course you look great.
All these different things that she did. So she did all anti-aging, right? But it was the way that she did it. It
Yeah.
wasn't what she used. It was the way. You can tell that she does it every day.
Yeah.
And it just gave you like goosebumps, like
So
body
you're like,
goosebumps and
Meredith
stuff.
is currently rubbing her fingers from the corners of her eyes up her nose, between her eyebrows, across her head,
That was very good.
and then back to
and then around, and then they clean your sinuses,
Yeah.
and then she puts a mask on your face, which I
Ooh.
didn't realize was a mask, but it definitely felt very thick. I felt like Mrs. Doubtfire when she goes, ooh, from the fridge with the creamer.
the pie.
I feel like that's maybe what I looked like, but I don't know. I felt like it was that thick, and she mixed it
Oh, really?
for a long time. And then she put that on, and then she massaged like my head and my neck and my shoulders and my arms, my hands. God, and then she left. Then my crime mind came in.
Oh, and you're like, I'm going to get murdered.
Because I had things over my eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, remember what she sounds like. So that when someone else comes back in, it's not anyone that's going to stab you in the chest. Why am I this way? So luckily she came in and I heard her immediately start washing her hands.
Yeah.
And then she said, how do you feel? And I could tell it was her voice.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, good. You're not going to murder me this time.
Right? And what did you say? You were like,
yeah. I was like, oh, what? No problem.
yes, please.
Oh, gosh.
So were the people on the ship from the U.S.?
No.
No.
Philippines, South America.
Okay. All over the place.
Italy. A lot of people from Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, everywhere. They're from everywhere.
Because I was just wondering how you dealt with the language barrier. Because it's not like you guys are super fluent in Italian or anything.
On the ship, they spoke English. In Italy and in Greece.
Right.
Both. Yeah, they spoke both.
Yeah.
So what we learned is that we would say like buongiorno or ciao, and then I would say hello after it so that they would know I'm greeting you in your language.
Yeah.
But I'm English speaking.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple days to get that.
Figure that out.
Because we would say buongiorno or we would say ciao when we walked in, and then they would start talking to you.
And you were like, oh,
some
I
people
don't know.
knew we were tourists and American. You could tell because they would immediately start talking in English. But some people, like we were standing by this, it was a chocolate fest in one of, what town was that? Pisa? No. Where was the chocolate fest with the chocolate penis? Florence. An incredible chocolate fest.
Yeah.
We walked up to 2 tables. I was with Steve, and they immediately started talking to us in Italian.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm so sorry, I speak English. And then they just would start talking in English.
Yeah.
Some people did not speak to us in English. They were like, nope, you're not even trying. I'm not even going to help you. Which is totally fine because we should have learned more than what we did.
But isn't that crazy that not us specifically, but us as U.S. citizens expect everybody to know our language, not us learn their language?
No, right. No, I get it. Which I think we did very good with respecting them.
Yeah.
We would walk in and say as much as we could and try to pronounce it as much as we could. I did have one girl laugh at me because I ordered a pizza and it was Mediterranean and I said it and she started giggling. I asked her, how do you say it in your language? And she just said, I could just tell that you were American by the way you said Mediterranean. And then the way she said it was not even close to.
No, you can't even.
I couldn't even
replicate it.
No, there's no way.
She's like, you're in the Mediterranean. You don't have to say Mediterranean.
I guess. It was probably just like vegetables. I don't know.
You just say pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Yeah. And she said it, and so I have 3 years of Spanish, and it's similar.
Yeah.
Like I had no problem. I could read the signs. It would tell you where we were going and all that kind of stuff. I had no problem with it.
Really?
I'm not confident speaking it.
Right.
I am confident understanding it.
Yeah.
So if she said something, I could pick out some words
Yeah.
and then I could understand, but I would speak back in English.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit like that in Spanish. I lost a lot of it.
Right.
So that was easy. It was when we went to Greece and Slovenia, right? And Croatia. That is a completely different alphabet.
Yeah.
So I was lost.
Especially in Greece. I was like,
Yeah.
In Greece, oh yeah. And very fortunate, like you said, they speak English as well.
Yeah.
Greece actually speaks English very well.
Do they?
And they're very welcoming. I loved Italy. I'm so happy that my husband got to go because he's half Italian.
Yeah.
But I really loved Greece.
Yeah.
They are my kind of people. Like you walk in and they're just, I just meshed with them better. I can't explain it. Italy, I felt uncomfortable. Italy, I felt like they knew we're tourists.
Yeah.
Italy, I felt like they were like, we know you're American. What do you want?
Yeah.
You know, except for one person. I'll tell that story too. In Greece, I felt very welcomed. I don't know. I guess I just got lucky with the places that we went to. And Steve also agreed.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we had a great time everywhere. I'm not judging. I'm not
Right.
judging. I think it maybe was just the where we went, you know?
Well, I feel like Greece definitely relies on tourism, where Italy, they're like, "Ugh, people just love coming to our town.
And that's 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Yep. That's absolutely could be.
Yeah.
Although I thought Venice was very nice as well. They were very welcoming. Oh,
Yeah.
Venice means rich.
Yeah, you were talking about the shopping. Yeah.
I wish I was rich enough to shop there.
Yeah.
I saw this beautiful outfit
Oh my
in the
God.
window with, I told you this, right?
Yes.
With this jacket and these pants and these shoes. And I'm like, I'm buying this. It says made in Italy. You know, like I'm buying this to bring it home. I want to wear it and tell people I got this in Italy. It was $20,000.
You're like,
Not this time around.
Can I get one of them buttons?
That'd be 300.
$20,000.
Let me just get a zipper.
I was like, I'm in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's not retail.
Well,
for me.
you know, I feel like
Retail price
Italian
for me.
suits have always been a thing, right?
Oh my God,
like,
they're beautiful.
always been a
They're
thing.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like
Everyone's beautiful
They
out
still
there.
take pride in like
Makes
making
me
shit.
sick. Everybody's beautiful.
Yeah.
So we learned from one of our guides that no one goes out with wet hair. Number one, because they think you're going to get sick. So no one goes out with wet hair. And number two, it means that you're not ready for the day.
Oh.
We learned that from one of our guides.
Yeah.
So everyone, before they leave the house, makeup, hair, men are shaved. They're clean. Everyone's clean.
Yeah.
You know, and no one wears pajamas
No.
or dirty clothes, or it's all suits. Women have nice suits or dresses or nice clothes. You do not, no one is in pajamas.
Yeah.
I also noticed, and I think it's because they walk everywhere, most people were in shape.
Yeah.
Most people seemed healthy. Now, was it their food? Yes. Was it we spent 20 to 40,000 steps a day?
Right,
Definitely.
right.
Was there because there was hills and you have to watch where you're walking because it's cobblestone still and, you know, the older towns and stuff? Yes. So it's very different.
Yeah.
But you could see that, I mean, I was underdressed. I wore like casual tourist clothes, like matching outfits, you know, like I had which we thought when I bought it, I was like, this is so cute. It's perfect. I was underdressed.
You're like, great. They think I'm in fucking pajamas.
Yep, they did. They absolutely did. I saw the eyes like this bitch just woke up. But it's not. It's an outfit. It's what we would do here, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, wow.
I would stick out like a sore thumb because I'd just be in like t-shirt and jeans.
So they do wear a lot of jeans.
Yeah.
They do wear a lot of jeans, but no holes.
No holes.
Like Julia had a pair of jeans, holy jeans on, and I saw one lady looking at her like, what's this hole?
Because she was saying that famous grandpa thing, like you paid full price for those and they got holes in them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Or maybe it's just not the style out there, right? Not saying it's better or worse, you know, whatever. I'm just saying this is what we noticed.
People are presentable, right?
Very presentable, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we are here too, but it's just different. The culture's different. Okay, we're not as much. We're not as much.
I was like, speak for yourself.
There's no Walmarts out there, you know
There
what I'm
is
saying?
no Walmarts out there.
They have no
probably.
memes about the people in Walmart because they have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
You know, we just
Yeah.
don't.
That's so
One Burger
crazy.
King.
One Burger King.
And 2 McDonald's.
Yes, same.
That was
same.
it.
And
Yeah.
they were pretty busy. I'm sorry, it's gonna.
You know,
I'm
it's
just gonna
funny
cough the whole
because
time.
I feel like other countries associate Burger King and McDonald's with us. So they want to go get like a taste of America, right?
Yeah.
But they don't even have the same. They have way better items than we have.
Yeah.
And no gluten. You can get away with like dairy free or their dairy because it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's not close to the microphone, but she said no gluten,
Yeah.
no dairy.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead. You want to tell everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got to put her headphones on. Maybe.
Yeah.
not.
Put the wire on the left side. Julia will tell you all about the food here,
Yeah.
and then just scooch that towards you a little bit.
That's my favorite thing about vacation is the food. So
Yeah, so
that's
tell
what
us all
I
about
wanna
the
hear
food,
about
Jill.
it.
So a lot of places said that they did not have gluten, like gluten free or
Mhm.
dairy free. But I mean, you can get away with their dairy because it's not so processed like
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. Yep.
So-
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't have one stomach ache.
No.
Nobody was sick.
That's what everybody says that goes there. They're like, I can't even eat and think about a noodle. Here, I get a stomach ache.
Yep.
I go there and
Yep.
eat all the pasta I want.
Yep. Everywhere, all the signs, which is funny to me that they would even have the signs out there that would say gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, but that's because that's what we're always looking for. But it was like almost every restaurant, every bakery,
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the bread though? Like the different sandwiches and rolls that you got when you first think of what you tried. Tell me what you thought it was.
Well, the one thing that I did notice is that nothing, like, they prepare everything beforehand, and then that's how they sell it. They either heat it up or just give it to you. Nothing was like, I like everything like boiling hot, but like nothing was like hot. Like it was all like ready to eat right that second.
Yeah.
So
like room temperature.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about the consistency, or was it moist, dry?
some of the bread was dry.
Dry, yeah.
I mean,
As a matter of fact, and we all know that, you know, she has a hard time eating.
Yes.
That she was like, hey, can I have some of your water? Because there was a piece that was not going to work.
One sandwich, I was like, I think I'm going to die on the street right now. I can't even
so
swallow
bad.
it.
Yeah.
And then that's something else is the water, right? Like, I feel like they know you're from the U.S. because you ask for water.
Yeah.
Especially if you ask for ice water, because, like,
no
that's
ice,
something that they do not do.
Yeah, no
And
ice.
No ice in coffee, no ice
So
ever.
we love sparkling, and that is a thing.
Yeah.
So you can get a bottle of still or sparkling. It's €2.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. We always wanted water with our drinks or whatever. And the first restaurant that we went to, I had to try gnocchi because that's my favorite.
Yeah.
The first restaurant that we went to, I looked around and I could hear people speaking Italian, and they had bottles of water on their table. I'm like, all right, we can order bottles here. I didn't know if it was something that we didn't do, if you only had wine. So I was trying to get with the people.
Right.
So we would say we would like some water for the table. How many bottles? 1 or 2? Well, just, one if it was the 3 of us, 2 if it was the 5 of us. And they would say still or sparkling.
Yeah.
And it would they would open up the bottle, but I almost feel like it really wasn't sealed.
No.
Because anywhere you go in Italy, there's springs where you can just fill up water.
Yeah.
Clean water. It's
Clean,
water.
and it's clean water. And they
Yeah.
tell you that every hotel, you can drink from anywhere. However they have their system,
Yeah.
you can drink water from anywhere. We were filling up our bottles on the street with fountains.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's
amazing.
one thing we could totally have in the U.S. It's just water
Yeah, except
everywhere.
like people be pissing in it and
That's
stuff.
true.
You know what I mean? Because
Well,
we have no respect for our spaces
Me and
here.
Tim did see one lady washing her hair in it, so I guess she was like
yeah.
combing her hair, washing her hair with it.
But maybe she wasn't hopefully touching the spigot though, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know. She was just kind of like in there.
Yeah, I mean,
She's kind of just in there.
she was in there. She needed a little
It's all right.
shake up with the
well,
water. But
you know.
I mean, it was incredible. And my biggest thing is that I learned to slow down.
Yeah.
And I talked about that on anxiety a couple mornings ago. I just wanted to talk about some stuff about slowing down because I've brought it back. Like, I'm not going to stress about stuff. I'm not going to care about stuff
Yeah.
that I don't need to be cared about. Like, as soon as we got there, I realized how fast I was walking in the streets of Rome. Like, where am I going?
Yeah.
Why am I going fast?
Right. You got all day.
The one thing is they're fast in their cars. Like I said it on the other podcast, like the yellow ones don't stop, like Elf. Oh, they'll hit you.
Yeah.
They will hit you.
I saw a lady almost get hit.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
swearing at the bus driver.
Oh my god.
I mean, they don't. You do have to watch for anything on wheels. But other than that, if you're walking down the street, nobody really passes you.
Yeah.
You know what else we noticed is unless you reach out to them, no one bothers you. I could not get my ticket at so we use Trenitalia, that's the train system, like the app.
Yeah.
I could not get my ticket to work, and the security guard and everybody around us, they just let you keep trying. And so I started to panic, but then I'm looking around and everyone's just talking and they're just like waiting for you to go through. And then finally someone behind us said, I think it's reading your suitcase in front of you. Back up your suitcase and then try to scan it. He goes, that happened to us yesterday. Clear American. So he was helping us, which was nice.
He was like, does nobody else notice this lady panicking? It's making
Right.
me panic.
Or, yeah, he was panicking. Exactly the
nobody
point.
panicking?
Why is nobody panicking? Just the 2 Americans
We
were
should all be
panicking.
panicking right now.
Yeah, nobody was
I'm gonna
panicking.
full
Everyone
panic.
was like, we had plenty of time,
Yeah.
So sure enough, I pulled it back a little bit, scanned it, and went through. And the security guard goes, oh, sure, go down that way. Nobody was worried about what you were doing.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They let you mind your own business.
They let you mind your own. They mind
They
their own
just
business.
like leave you there standing there for an hour.
You'll figure it out.
The line's all backed up.
Nobody's yelling, right? There's a lot of beeps. People beep, but
Yeah.
I think it's more of like a beep, beep, I'm coming through because there's no street
Yeah.
signs. There's no street lights. There's no
No
Maybe
stop
saw
signs.
no
or
stop
anything.
signs. Every once in a while I saw an X, but I had no idea what that meant,
Do not enter. I would
Pedestrian with a
guess.
line through it, but people were still there,
Don't
so
walk
I'm not really sure. Who knows how old it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, I mean I don't know. The life is different out there. It's really neat. It's really
Yeah.
neat. People sit down at restaurants. Let's say they have their morning cappuccino and you can tell that they've been there for a while. No one's bothering them.
No, right.
So, and we learned that you have to ask for the bill.
Yeah.
So we were professionals the last couple weeks, because we would sit down and we would put our hand up, like, wave to somebody. They would come take your order. They would bring it. They don't come and ask you if everything's fine because you would have to let them know something's not. But you know what? Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Every order was good.
Dang it. I want to go so
Every
bad.
drink was perfect. All of our
You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to go because I'll never want to fucking come back.
It ruined me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat anything here when I got back.
Yeah.
We did.
I didn't
Truly.
want a stomachache. Yeah.
Yeah. And we walked so much and we ate so good that we got home and every single one of us had lost weight.
Yeah.
You would think that having a buffet
every day
and trying all the new food that you would come back like 10 pounds heavier. All the walking and all the clean. I don't know. I don't know. I'd go back in a heartbeat. And then Greece too was the same. Oh my gosh, Greece was amazing.
Would you eat in Greece?
Yeah, right.
Beach.
Yeah,
It's our-
the beach.
It's our the beach
That's how
background.
blue the water was.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Greece, Mediterranean pizza, charcuterie boards.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't have
So,
Yeah.
my goodness, we had the best experience. It was actually a hotel restaurant. So it was a restaurant and then there was a hotel built on top of it years later. And I can't for the life of me think of it, but I think I checked in. I'll have to look at it again. But the nicest people. So in Greece, if you give them respect and walk up, I got something else I got to tell you to remind me. It's about the maitre d'.
Oh God, we'll never remember.
So as long as you walked up and acknowledged them, they would tell you, sit over here. Like
Yeah.
you would all. So what I noticed was in Greece that if we said, can we sit here? They always told you no, and they put you somewhere else. I don't know if it's because of whoever you talked to and they wanted to have that table.
Oh, that's so funny.
But so every time I'd be like, can we sit here? And he's like, for food and drink? Yeah, for food. Come over here.
No, you come over here.
Yeah.
The view's better.
The view's better. Yeah, exactly.
You guys look like you tip because you don't know you're not supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. And so this gentleman was just unbelievably nice. And so I'm looking at this place on the Google Maps and it's like 5 stars times 40,000 reviews.
Oh my gosh.
There's a reason why we found this place, and
Yeah.
that why they're so nice.
Yeah.
And that the place was so packed. So we got a charcuterie, and when we ordered it, he was like, perfect choice, get the Mediterranean, perfect choice. Steven got a cafe latte or, before he brings it before because you never want to have milk after your food.
Oh.
Because it shows them that maybe you didn't like the food, so you're using the milk to clean your palate. So you always
fill up your belly.
Or fill up your belly, and you don't want to do that. So food and then water after, or just a Americano or espresso after.
Yeah.
Nothing with milk in it. So Steven had his coffee first, which we realized they brought out right away so that it was gone. And he was just the nicest person. Like he came over and he told us, I got you the good prosciutto, this cheese, you have to try it.
Oh,
he was selling it to us. Like it was already beautiful, but he was so proud to show it. And he did that for every table.
Yeah.
Every table. It was incredible. It was incredible to see people loved their jobs, whether they knew we were tourists or not, right? But just seeing people loving their jobs.
Seeing people giving a shit.
And giving a shit and being dressed up in nice suits. And he had like the most pressed white shirt and black pants and fun tie. And I don't know. It was amazing. So I'm going to go back to the maitre d' because I don't know if that's what they're called. That's what I'm going to call them. So I think if you can picture someone that really just runs the restaurant and looks, okay. So we're in Pompeii. So first, we go to Pompeii to see the ruins. I got bored because I didn't realize that we didn't see all of Pompeii. You need 2 days, 3 days in Pompeii because it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We only got to like the concrete part, like because we did what's called like the fast track because we only had 6 hours that day. So we only saw a little sliver of Pompeii, which I'm so sad about because it's just amazing. Would love to go back there and just explore that for a couple days. Anyways, there's a little cute little area for a restaurant and some everything's outside, right? So picture everything being outside. So we are allowed to use a restroom, and then we come back out and there's a gentleman that has caprices and prosciutto sandwiches and all this kind of stuff. This is how they greet you in this area. You walk up and he goes, tell me. Like this way, like what do you want? And we realize that in Italy and in Greece, you don't say, can I have? You say what you want.
Yeah.
Caprese sandwich.
Yeah.
Or, you just point if you don't know how to say it, because a lot of it's, in Italian or whatever. And you definitely don't want to just completely say it wrong and, whatever. So, but it was so cute, right? So we went back again because Steven wanted a second sandwich after Pompeii, and we walked up and he was like, tell me again. He was like,
he remembered you.
He remembered us.
Yeah.
It was really neat. So of course, loved that part. So then we're waiting because this was an excursion day, and we're waiting for our bus. So of course I'm trying to get stuff for the podcast, and I'm watching this. We'll just call him a maitre d'. I don't know what they call them. He is a silver fox, first of all. So picture that, ladies or gentlemen, right? Beautiful man. Probably that's why I got my attention, because I was like, wow, this man is beautiful. No offense to my husband, he just was. And he's walking back and forth. And if someone comes up, he, gives them like a hand, like, come here. How many? Sit here. Like he tells them. But then he's watching his staff. These people have been sitting here too long. He kind of like points and points. Like he'll point to the left to whoever he wants to grab attention. And he points. He does not take his eyes off any table. Like he goes to the left, middle, right, behind him. He'll walk around, right, middle, left. And I realized they do that at every restaurant.
Yeah.
They do that everywhere. They have one person that's what I picture an orchestra. And it's what do you call it?
The orchestrator.
What's this person
What's
called?
that guy called?
Yeah.
The one that swings his arms back around and keep the beat. Orchestrator.
Maestro.
Maestro.
There we go. I had to think about it for a second.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
Picture that. Picture a maestro just telling the orchestra. Right. I hope I'm right saying that. I'll probably listen back to this. I'll be like, oh my God.
That's all right.
Drew's smacking his forehead like, come on, Meredith. He knows better. She knows better. And that's exactly what he did. He didn't touch anything. He didn't move a chair. And yet everything got done.
Yeah.
And he was kind about it. Like you could hear him laughing with his people. You could see him smiling at the people. For example, there was a group of young ladies that sat down, and it was almost like he was counting in his head how long they had their menus in front of them. It was like 20 seconds, 22 seconds, whatever it was. And he immediately turned around, and you could say he wasn't getting nervous. He stayed very calm, but was like, they're sitting too long now with these menus.
Yeah.
They're talking amongst themselves. They're ready to order. So he calls someone and says, whatever he says, because I'm a little bit further away, and then the water comes, and then the menus go down, and then he's calling someone else, get their orders. Their menus are down. Like, it was unbelievable how tentative he was.
So, and then, like you said, they'll let you sit there for hours.
Right.
As long as they know you got everything you want, they're like, okay, they're done.
100%. 100%.
They're done.
So as people were coming in, he was making sure that they're being attended to, right?
Yeah.
And that they're getting what they need, and then done.
That's it.
That was the whole thing. Incredible. And I mean, it was just so, I don't know. It was just so
I've
cool
never
to see.
felt more, after you telling all these stories, I've never felt more like I've been herded like sheep or cows through my life. You know what I mean? Like, we've never been able to relax.
Yep.
Probably since I was 12. Even then, my mom would yell at me to do something,
Yep.
And not that they don't have to do stuff, but
right.
they just like don't stress about it so much. We stress so much.
They don't show it.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was the coolest thing. And every single person, and you know what else I noticed? Nobody yelled. Nobody complained. Nobody was loud.
No Karens.
It's
amazing.
Right, you? I'm looking at Julia right now.
I didn't see any Karen.
Nothing.
Not even on the ship?
Yeah, I saw Karen. Yeah, on the ship.
You saw Karen.
Yeah.
Karen on the ship. Not on the islands, not on land, nothing.
No.
I saw quite a few Karens on the ship, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. Maybe they were from here. I don't know.
Probably.
No, they were definitely from here.
No, yeah.
Because nobody in Italy or Greece or Croatia was rude.
Yeah, there's at least 3 people complaining to the chefs about the food in the buffet. I'm like, bro.
Bro.
Bro, it's a buffet.
There's
What are
like
you
23
expecting?
other restaurants on this
No
ship. You can go to those too.
Yeah.
That's
You
what I'm
could get
thinking.
It was a huge ship.
You didn't have to go to the buffet, right? Like, you
No.
could go to a
No.
restaurant
There
if
were
you wanted to.
complimentary
Yeah.
restaurants that you could
Yeah.
go sit and order, or you could pay a little extra money
Yeah.
for some of the higher end ones, which we did
Yeah.
a few of them. But I don't know. It ruined me for America, but it also made me a better person because we are retail people, and just to be kind, but not to worry about it.
I just don't ever want to come home from there.
Yeah. Well, I guess the whole point is, we know life's too short, right? And
Yeah.
never to let our jobs stress us out.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to do it all again tomorrow.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I can't imagine that this like maestro or maitre d' or whatever we want to call him went home and even thought about his day because he was just doing what needed to be done.
Yeah.
He kept his people happy. And then he probably went out to dinner because they eat at 9
Yeah.
p.m. We talked about that on the phone.
Yes.
They eat very, very late and then probably went to bed and didn't worry
Yeah.
about it and did it again. Just did his job. You know, I mean, obviously I don't know. I didn't interview him. I would have loved to walk over and talk to him, but we had to take a bus back to the boat. But, you know, I tried to ask a few people about a few things just so I could have some, you know, some information that we can share. But I don't know. What am I missing? Anything?
No, it's funny the comparisons, because when you walk into like, say like a restaurant or a coffee shop, they're just so like, what would you like, and then pay, and then you're good. You know what I mean?
No small talk.
No, here we're just like all small talk, making sure we have the most excellent, perfect customer service, because you know you get in trouble if you don't. So it's just like, I don't
yeah,
know.
You know,
what is that?
That is a great point.
Why do we overshare so much?
We didn't hear one person say anything about their grandma that's in the hospital.
Yeah.
That they didn't have the right change, or we didn't
Yeah.
hear any conversation like that. We didn't hear give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
There was
Right.
nothing about
Right.
ratings.
Take a survey.
Make sure you go on
take
Google.
a survey. Yeah, make sure you go on Google. You know, it would really be great for me if you could mention my name on the, you know,
Yeah.
we didn't hear that. And I thought of one more thing too.
I mean, tipping too.
Oh, tipping. There's no tipping.
No tipping.
There's no tipping.
They give you your card back in the receipt, and then you're good. No tipping.
No tipping.
Nope.
Wild.
It's probably because they get
Wild.
paid the
They
amount
do.
that they should be.
They
Yeah, I
do.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
they do. Sick.
I know.
We're a sick nation
plus-
over here.
Everything over there is like $2 or €2, €3. So
Oh, the prices are
prices-
unbelievable. Only one time we got scammed.
we did too. Oh,
What did
yeah.
you guys
We
get
got
scammed on?
We got scammed at a gelato place. Our 2 gelatos, mind you, were $18.
Oh, yeah,
oh
that's
my
too much.
gosh.
And of course, it was my turn to treat with my lovely boyfriend.
No, of course it was. Of course it was.
Were you guys paying cash or with card?
I think I paid with card.
Yeah.
I think
Let's
Yeah.
talk gelato. We're familiar with gelato because of where we work.
No, I don't fuck with that.
Well, we don't, but we see it. We see it.
Yeah.
I realize that they do it right.
Yeah.
So gelato, if it's heaping, it means that they heaping over the pan.
Yeah.
It means that they keep it frozen, and that's not true gelato.
Oh.
If you get gelato,
it's made with chemicals.
and then it's made with
Yeah.
chemicals too. If it's true gelato, it's level with the pan or under the pan or covered. And as soon as you get it, like on your cone or in your bowl, it's melting
Really?
because it's not frozen.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's at
It's
a
just
certain temperature
A
where
cold
it's,
temperature.
yes,
Yeah.
correct. So that if you hear, if someone says they have true Italian gelato, that's how you have to look
You know
for
it's
it. If it's a
soft.
heaping one, it's
Yeah.
not, it's soft. It's, you know, yeah. Yeah. It
Now I want
would be
gelato.
level with the pan.
Where'd you say you guys had dinner tonight?
We had dinner at Yogi's.
We had dinner at Yogi's, frozen
I'm gonna
yogurt.
go there on the way
Frozen
home.
yogurt. Oh, the best.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
mine
great.
had a red, white, and green flag on it, like saying that it's true gelato from Italy. I mean, it tasted fine.
No,
I
it
don't know.
tasted good, yeah.
I don't think they'd lie to us, but
Aw.
Yeah.
it was just the one.
They don't need to lie.
pistachio.
They're like, yeah, we make it here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
We import this one flavor of gelato
Yeah.
across the pond.
So
Oh,
there's
that's
a,
funny.
I mean, what kind of food did you see?
Lots of pizza, lots of sandwiches.
What about
Lot of
pasta?
sandwiches.
Did you guys
Yeah,
eat a
well-
lot of pasta?
No.
I only
really?
ate pasta maybe 3 or 4 times.
I would probably eat pasta every single day if
So-
I was there.
I did do gnocchi twice.
Yeah.
But really, there's just, because, you know, you want to see everything.
Yeah.
And as Americans, we walk around with our food and our drinks where they
Yeah,
don't,
yeah.
which probably screams tourists because we're walking around with our sandwich.
Right.
But they do cater to that kind of stuff.
yeah.
They have these beautiful delis with all these sandwiches laid out. You just, you know, €2-3 for a sandwich that's the size of my right arm.
Yeah.
How do you not, you know? So you grab it and you eat it while you're walking around. So,
I want a sandwich now too.
and they're delish.
Prosciutto and what is it? Buffalo mozzarella.
Oh,
Oh my
the
gosh.
best.
unbelievable.
But prosciutto, I'm like kind of ugh.
Yeah, I've had.
It's
You
a
haven't
little-
had-
I'm like.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I don't like it real chewy and warm because
Yeah.
It's like,
Ugh.
but if it's like a good
Yeah.
bite, I don't know.
Yeah. I get what
I don't
you're.
know.
I get what you
I don't
mean
wanna
by
be
that.
chewing on it like beef jerky.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like that out there?
I had it one time.
Ooh.
But it was just that one sandwich I was talking
Oh, the
about.
one
God.
she almost died
Yeah,
on.
they just, you know what they did was I think they gave her one from the day before. Like, she's an American. We're just gonna. They like.
She won't notice.
I was also freaking out because the deli meat was like warm, and I was like, did they do that around here?
It's room temperature.
Yeah, I don't know. It freaked me out, but it was fine other than that.
But just think, because their shit is like real. It's not
Yeah.
full of a bunch of chemicals
true.
like we got, you know?
Preservatives and-
Yeah.
Artificial flavors.
Yeah.
And we went to a true market,
Yeah.
fish market,
A fish market.
we
spice
did,
markets. Oh,
Ooh, spice
it
market.
was so incredible. Like sugar
Ooh.
cubes and different whatever, like a lot of dried fruit. It would just all
Ooh.
sat out with the
Olives,
flies.
lots of
Right.
olives.
And the
no,
bees.
yeah,
and the
no. It
bees.
was April's a beautiful time to go. There was
Yeah.
nothing. There
No
was nothing.
bugs.
No, nothing.
Probably the best time to go.
the best time.
What
to
about
go.
rats? Did you see any rats? No.
Mm-mm. A couple on the ship, but that was it. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh my god.
I would jump in that water so fast.
Right.
Oh god.
But what about like how clean were the streets? Super clean.
So clean.
Yeah.
So I mean,
No
Rome,
homeless people?
Rome's old.
Yeah,
Rome's old, but
it's old, yeah.
But like old and gross, or just like it's falling
Just
apart.
lived in, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
all.
People walk the streets every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But did you
I
see
wouldn't- I
any
wouldn't-
homeless people?
Two. I feel like I saw the same lady. I feel like she was following us.
Yeah.
Like I saw her in, I feel like I saw her in everywhere we went, and we were in different countries. So I
She
think maybe
was-
she was on the ship with us. And then
just acting
just,
the part.
and then just acting the part.
She
yeah.
was your personal
paid off
spy.
I feel like she was, yeah. Every time we walked past, she was like, oh, they tip here or whatever. They give me money.
You didn't hear anybody go pickpocket?
Yeah,
I
no.
did,
No.
yes, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or beware of pickpockets. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
got touched once. They were checking to see
Really?
if she
Yeah,
had
some
pockets on
girl
her
like
pants.
kind of like, I don't know if she like kind of pinched it, but she kind of grabbed the back of my pants, and I looked back. I was like, oh my gosh, what was that? And
I'd be like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
well, I looked back and I was like, this is boo.
Yeah.
Touching my butt.
Yeah.
In Venice, they have signs up.
Same.
There's a lot of money
Beware.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
were we in Venice then? That I felt it.
I believe it was the first day.
It was the first day of Venice. Yeah.
And then the second day, when we kind of like, we just got lost in the cities every time we went.
Yeah.
It was just so neat, So the second day, we got lost out there, and then we were seeing signs.
Yeah.
Because they were heavy traffic.
right. Right.
But I would not say anything was dirty.
No.
No.
That's
Although
good.
we had white shoes and our shoes were dirty, but I wouldn't say dirty.
Right.
And Steve is a germaphobe.
right.
And he did not say anything about
Like, he
anything
wasn't
being
like,
dirty.
"Ew, I can't be
No.
here. This is
no.
too gross."
So that
Yeah.
actually is a good test.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for their garbage system, we were also told, and what we also saw is that they empty it as needed. There's not a garbage day.
Oh.
It's not a garbage day. They'll go around, and if they see a couple piles that maybe you had a busy day and you had a couple garbage bags, they'll pick it up for
They'll
you.
pick it up.
They just drive around and
Huh.
yeah.
I want that job.
Yeah. It's
That's
not,
a job I want. I want
Yeah.
to move there and I want to be a garbage person.
Yep. And then we also learned, like in Rome and a little southern Italy, that you can say ciao, right? It's hello and goodbye. But if you say ciao, ciao, that's bye bye.
Bye bye.
And then you know that they know that you're leaving.
Ciao ciao.
Mm-hmm.
Ciao ciao.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
kind of dog. A chow chow.
Yeah.
Spelt differently though.
Yeah.
Did you see any stray dogs? You did see stray cats.
Okay.
So many cats and dogs.
So
Yes.
many cats.
Yes.
So many cats. And they're all so cute.
Oh.
And they're all fed. You can go on Google Maps and actually look for the cats' names.
Yeah.
And you go and they live in that area.
Yeah.
I was Googling the cats and like putting little flags like, oh, I found you, I found you,
Aw.
I found you. Very cute. And okay, so you know what's funny? Steven and I found a white cat with a black like eye, like fur around his eye. And he was sprawled out on this white car that looks like it hasn't moved in probably, I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah.
And he's sprawled out and he's laying there. And he looks up and like looks at you as we're going by. And some of the school kids, because it was Easter, we went over Easter. They had Easter Thursday, Friday off
Oh.
and Easter Monday off.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of kids around. And so the kids came over and he like, you could tell he was used to the kids coming over there, and they walk away. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to look up this cat. So I go on Google, the exact pose of the picture that someone took 2 years ago is this cat laying on this white car,
He doesn't
sprawled
have to
out
do
with one
nothing.
Yeah, nothing. He doesn't
What
have
a
to do
life.
anything. Nothing.
All right, when I die, I want to come back as a cat. And where? Greece? That was Greece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, there was cats everywhere. Couple dogs.
Yeah.
One I kind of felt bad for. I feel like it was looking for food, and I was like, I can't look. But the cats were they were fed good, I think.
Oh.
There was one spot that's, it wasn't called City of the Cats. I knew I was going to forget, but they were like all, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 of them, all in this little tiny like area. And people would just come and, they would say hello to you and stuff. And I'd wheeze. It was fun.
There was a lot of stray cats in Croatia.
Yes.
Or Montenegro.
Yeah.
Oh, Montenegro.
I think
yes.
it was like their merch. Like
yes.
or
Montenegro is where we sat in front of that hotel with that very nice person. And I felt like something was watching me. And I looked down at my right-hand side. It was a black cat. I was like, oh, here you go. Here's some bread. Like, it scared me. I was like, somebody's watching me. They were definitely. And all of a sudden you'd feel like a little like on your leg, or something.
Yeah. So instead of your anxiety watching you, it was your allergies watching you.
Aw. They were all so cute. I'm a sucker for animals
I
too.
know.
I'm just like, you're so cute.
See, maybe I shouldn't move there.
Maybe that's why we didn't see any mice or rats.
Yeah, right. So many
That
cats.
I'm sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. I might
I'm
be starting
sure.
rumors, but
I'm sure that's why they take care of the cats, is because it keeps the mice away.
Maybe that's why they look full too.
And then it keeps the plague away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. We got some kind of plague. We were all sick.
Yeah. Yeah, but that wasn't from there. That was from the dirty airport people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's from people that weren't from the countries we visited, the beautiful countries. How many mountains did you guys climb?
One.
Yeah, one.
Only
You got
one?
Oh,
yeah.
one or two.
I feel like we climbed a lot of mountains because a lot of the churches are on top of a
Yeah.
hill.
Oh, yeah.
We did. I mean, I am in shape, like for all the stairs
Yeah.
and the walking that we did.
We know
no,
you're in shape.
No, I'm in now. Like it was 3 weeks.
I would have
up
never
and
been
down
able
the
to
stairs.
keep up with you guys.
Every time we'd be walking, Steve's like, "How many steps?" I'm like, 21,000. He's like, "Yes," and then it would say like 40 floors. Like
Oh
that
my
was one day.
God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
wild,
That's why everyone's
yeah.
in shape
I
out
think
there.
the one day, towards the end of the trip, Tim and I did like 12 miles.
Holy cow.
Mhm.
Yeah. We were pretty tired after that.
Yeah.
And
I'd
they
be sleeping
have
good that
so much
night.
respect for their churches. You cannot wear like she's got a cute little black tank top on.
Yeah.
They would be like, "Nope,
No.
nope."
Yeah, they told Tim because he had shorts on the one day that he couldn't go in the church.
Yeah, was it Italy? No, were we in
was
Venice?
That was in Venice, yeah.
So we were in Venice that we wanted to see a church, but it was €40 to get in.
Holy
and
cow.
we had already seen 144 churches by then,
Yeah.
maybe 170 churches by then because there's so many churches. They're all beautiful.
Oh, man.
So they decided that they wanted to see the church, but there's a side entrance that you can go in some of these churches for free to pray. So you
Oh.
just walk up to the person and say, "I'd like to pray," but then you can go enjoy it right on the side.
Yeah.
So he walks up with his skinny little legs. I don't even know how he balances on them. And he says, "Tomorrow I'd like to pray," because he just wanted to see the inside of the church, but not pay the 40 and do the whole tour. And the guy looked him up and down. He goes, "Not like that. You're not," because he had shorts on.
Oh my gosh.
And then as Timmy was walking away, he rolled his eyes real dramatic and then looked back at Timmy's legs. And that's not what Timmy said. Like he was going to come back the next day in proper clothes. But that's how much they respect what you wear when you go into these. I get it. Oh, what? Oh, you know what's crazy?
What?
Actually, Kristen from Aeon Gallery would like this. We saw the catacombs. Do you know what catacombs are?
Isn't that graves?
Yes.
Ew.
But it's to respect them in,
Oh,
their,
it gave me the
in, their,
shivers.
in their state that they're in glass boxes.
Stop.
So, okay, not
There's dead people in there?
funny, not funny, but
Like hundreds.
funny, not funny, but this is a comedy podcast.
We're going to make it funny.
We're going to make it funny. So it was part of another excursion that we did. We only did a few of them. And they said, we're going to go see the catacombs and we'll show you. So in the area that we were in, I think it was Sicily, one of the Sicilies. We went to Sicily 2 days. Everything's a blur now because we did so much stuff.
Yeah.
Weren't the catacombs in Pompeii?
So there we go. She knows.
Yeah.
So yes, correct. They were. Thank you for that. So you go down these very, very steep stairs. That's a lot of it's very steep, up and down. They're just, I don't know what it is. They just had like longer
They got hills.
legs or I don't know.
Yeah.
Steep stairs. And so we go down there and I was expecting catacombs. Like I kind of knew what that meant. I meant that, it was people in
Like
graves and
solid
stuff. And
marble
yeah,
doors
right.
on a wall.
I go down and someone's staring at me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God. In my head, I was like, that's a body in a suit. laying there looking over at me in his jaws. You know, it was all bones.
So they leave them like that forever? It's not just for a certain amount of
forever.
time? What the
And there were
fuck?
3 on top of each other.
Oh, my God.
And I immediately thought to myself, man, that person on the bottom has to look up at the 2 people on top of him. And again, all men. They were all men because they were lawyers, doctors, scientists. It was all those of the higher professions. Yes.
They're like, we respect them so much, we want to watch them rot away.
Maybe.
For the rest of our lives.
That's so crazy.
Beautiful suits. Obviously, they were falling apart, but it was a little bit weird because, like, the shoes were, like, in.
Stop.
You know, because, like, the feet fell in or they fell backwards or they. So, I mean, not to, you know, but. Okay, now we're going to talk about the funny part. So I knew what I was going to, you know, I was like, oh my God, okay, all right. So I said hello to, and to be, you know, polite, I said hello to every single catacomb person. I did. I swear to God, I thought it would be bad luck if I didn't go look at the face of every person that was laying there and acknowledge their existence. Swear to God. There was like 20
Why
of
do
them.
we think these things?
So I went, hello, sir. Hello, sir. Thank you for your service, I think. And then I would go to the next one. Hello, sir.
Oh
Hello,
my
sir.
God.
Very nice coat. It was like purple or pink.
Oh
you know,
my
maybe it was
God.
red.
That
So I
is
literally
funny.
did that to every single one. And then, I don't know, it must have been 2 or of even higher power, but there were 2 kind of like on a V.
With
So
like their
sorry.
heads together?
No, they were kind of like, no, their heads were out. Sorry. Hold on.
You sound like me.
I'm gonna be like the catacombs. So, hold on. I get all congested when I laugh. Their heads were out. Hold on. I can't stop.
Go blow your nose.
Hold, please.
Go
You
blow
guys
your
keep
nose.
talking.
Okay.
What did you think of the catacombs?
I didn't go there. We didn't go to
Oh,
but we just heard about it.
yeah. So you didn't go see all the dead people?
But if a really nice Instagram reel popped up on my page and it was like Catacombs of Sicily, like, oh shit, that's
God.
what they saw. I would have been freaking out too. Oh
No.
Oh, I'm back. I'm
Get
done
the
coughing.
hell out of here.
And I had to pee. So, yeah, tell what date?
Oh, so the Titanic took sail April 12th of 1912. We took sail April 12th of 2025.
Oh my God.
So we were counting down the days.
Yep. It was what, 5 days? They were on
3.
3 days.
3 into it. I don't know.
Well, at least you
We're
weren't
back.
in icy areas, so
No.
you should probably be all right.
Well, they didn't think they were either.
Yeah,
but
when we get to Antarctica, we'll have to pray a little bit. No, I'm just kidding.
Frick.
Back to the catacombs super
yeah.
quick.
So were their feet in a triangle?
Yeah, okay, so yes.
And their heads were out?
Yes, and then there was some kind of statue, right? So, you know, and then, you know, so you look down on, you know, a little bit, and then there was like 3 more stacked up. And again, I just felt bad for the person on the bottom. How many people squat down and say hello to you?
Yeah.
Like you're underneath. So you must have been, you know, like a retail specialist. And then the middle person was like the pharmacy. And then the top person was the doctor or insurance company.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of stuff I'm thinking.
I would think they'd be like family.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
right?
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. But yeah, really nice suits, really nice shoes. You know, just it was just different.
You got to be rich to have the living.
You did have to
stare
have
at
that.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in the room, and you kind of just loop around because it's not that big. And I guess they're all under a lot of these churches, like, and they just don't let you see all of them.
Fuck.
You know, because maybe it's not pretty. I'm not sure, or they just don't want you to go down
Yeah.
there. But there were churches that we went in that the floors had the catacombs, and you could see the stairs, but there was glass.
Stop.
You could see the stairs, but you couldn't see the catacombs, and they were under the churches.
Get out.
So it's everywhere through there. Someone can correct me, but that's what we were told from our guide. All right, so I already did my hellos to everyone and started walking back up the very steep stairs. So anyone else that was coming back down coming down for the first time realizing what they were doing had reactions.
Yeah.
So my husband was behind me, and he was like, "Oh, wasn't expecting this," real loud. Okay. I was like, okay.
You're like, shh.
Just say hello. Just say hello to all of them.
You have to say hello to every single one.
And stare at them.
I almost think he was waiting like, what is she doing? Then another lady that I didn't know she was in our group comes down. She was like, oh my God. Like not. And then another lady, okay, I wasn't expecting this. And then another lady was like, awesome, I'm going back up. That was it. I mean, that was it. That was
You're
the
like,
reaction.
you have to say hello to all of them, otherwise they'll haunt us on the ship.
Yeah, I was not getting haunted. I was not getting haunted. And then every time I saw a floor with the glass, I would say, hi, everybody down there, because I was not getting haunted. Nah, no way. Nope.
So really, like, how many churches do you think you went to? You said 144 or 180.
They did more. I could only see so many.
If I were to like seriously guess, probably like 25 to 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if we didn't go in, they were at least like we knew they were there.
Right.
And because the one day, I think the first day we were in Venice, first day in Venice was just to go see churches.
Yeah.
You mean in Rome or Venice?
No, in Venice.
Later
me,
in
Timmy,
the
and
in the vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, Timmy, and Steven, that was our day. Like we said we're gonna go see all these churches and.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the day that you guys were in Italy where you went to so many?
That was like kind of more like landmarks. Like we saw the Trevi Fountain, the Colosseum. Yeah.
But then you ran into churches too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're like CVS's out there. They're at every corner.
They're at every corner.
They're at every corner.
Yeah. I have full respect for how beautiful the artwork is and who painted them and all the artists and stuff. It all started looking the same to me.
Really?
You know, but I could also say that for the food and for the storefronts and all that. So I ended up wanting to go see land.
Yeah.
You know, because I could not look at, I just couldn't.
After the $20,000 suit, you were like, fuck this. I'm not shopping here.
No, forget it.
I feel like I agree with that except for the Vatican because I feel like that was just so different.
Oh,
Yeah.
in St. Peter's Square, that's in front of the Vatican. That is
Is that where Edward was going to reveal himself in Twilight? That he was
St. Peter's
sparkly?
Square?
I don't remember.
I have never seen
I haven't
that.
seen that in like 10 years.
Somebody comment on Facebook and tell me if I'm right.
Was it?
But what a time to go visit during we were there the week before the Pope passed. You know, because
then right after you left, it was like parts of France, Portugal, and Spain
lost
all
their
power
I
and
saw
stuff. Yeah, and I was like, dang, you guys really got out of there at the right
quite
time.
a few people reached out to me about that. I said,
Yeah.
no, we were a little more east, but still, it could roll through, you know. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy.
What was your favorite church, the Vatican?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And the Vatican is their own city, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's their own country. But
Country.
still inside Rome.
Providence, whatever.
Yeah.
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 That's crazy.
It was, I mean, you could just, there was a couple churches that we found out in the middle of nowhere. We kind of got lost, you know, on purpose. And you would just look up and you would get dizzy.
Yeah.
Because first it was so high up. And then just to think that someone painted
Oh my God.
that high up and you can see it. Like it's so many feet above you, but you can see the scene.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild. And they got some really neat pictures of where the mirror is on the ground. You know, and you take a picture, you take a selfie, but you could see behind you.
So you don't have to look up the whole time. You can look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And talk
That's
about
pretty
getting the
cool.
water, the holy water for she won't listen. We got holy water for my mom,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she won't listen before that. You'll give it to
Yeah.
her before.
We went to the Vatican and we like visited and everything, and then we went to the gift shop and I saw they had little things of holy water, so I got 2 of those, one for me and one for my grandma.
Nice.
And then we had to wait like 2 hours to get it blessed because they were in the middle of a mass.
Oh my gosh.
That was okay.
But say how did it go though, and how did he say that?
Oh yeah, he said it in Italian, so I'm not sure exactly what he said. But then at the end, he was like, "Bye bye." Like you guys are free to go.
You're free to go. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
She thought that was the cutest
It was
thing.
like all
funny.
Italian, and then at the end, "Bye bye."
Yeah.
That's universal
Yeah,
language.
my mom will love that. She's Catholic.
Yeah,
so.
she will love
and
that.
to know that it's from where? Which church?
The Vatican.
It's from the
The
Vatican.
Vatican.
So yeah,
That's wild.
yeah, pretty neat.
And I texted her when we were in Rome at the Vatican. I texted her a picture of the church, and I said, "I'll tell the Pope you said hello."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't write you back. She didn't think that was very funny.
Well, I
huh?
don't know if she did or not, but I'm glad I told him when I did.
Wait, because that was before he passed.
It was like the first day that we were there.
So
She was like, Julia, what did you do to the Pope?
No, she probably would have blamed my son. She would have been like, what did Steven say?
Or you. She'd been like Meredith. I knew it. You'd go there and he passed.
So Steven thought that he didn't know the language. He didn't really do much research. He was very busy, so he didn't do anything for this trip. So he basically just tagged along and showed up. Yeah, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Because he loves taking pictures and stuff. So we're at the Vatican, and he was like looking around. He's like, "Can someone ask the Pope where a bathroom is?" Like he's just so. And those are the lines that I heard for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
for 3 weeks.
And he made me take pictures of him in the Vatican.
Yes.
He was like, "Hold on, you're not doing it right. Do this way."
Oh yes.
I took like 5 pictures of him. I'm like, "Okay, dude, we know what you look like."
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I think every city was like, here, take a picture of this, but he would make me hold it like where he needed it, like specifically like, okay, this is where it is. And if I just like rotate it a little bit, he would be like, no, Mom, I told you to do it this way. So I became very good at taking photos. I learned a lot. The other thing is he doesn't know the language, but he thought by saying "año" after everything you said, it would make him sound like
Italiano.
Yeah. He was like, does anyone know where the bathroom is? Año?
The baño?
Yeah, right, it is. But I don't know why he decided to do that, but it ended up where I would just lose it and laugh because he would say this whole sentence and then he would go, "año?" I'm like, oh, God, stop it. Stop it. So not making fun of the language at all. So no one get offended about any of this because it was such an incredible trip. And we were very respectful when we were there. You know, definitely respected the land and the people and the places and everything, but just fun to talk about. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys had a great time.
Vacation.
Yeah, you do.
You do. Oh, man, I laughed. Your dad was funny. That's got to be a whole nother episode.
I was really curious how he would do traveling.
Yes.
Because he's not one to like leave the country, let alone.
He's not one to leave his house.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to get better now. He's going to get better. He was never one to travel, and then you go 3 weeks with your family into a different couple countries, and that was a shocker for him.
Or you're in small quarters.
Yes.
When you're used to having a whole house that you can just like everybody can have their own floor basically.
Yeah, but no, he did fine. So hot takes, Italy, Greece, Croatia, all that versus America in retail.
Yeah.
Real quick. So there's no tipping. Everyone seems very happy, whether we were in tourist trap attractions or not.
Yeah.
Very polite. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's clean. Everyone looks like they got up and actually cared.
Yeah.
No pajamas.
No.
And what else? What do you think?
And it was cost effective.
And it was cost effective.
We
kept
got you in and out.
They got you in and out. You didn't wait in lines.
No oversharing.
And we were at this
That's a big one.
Yeah, no oversharing. We were at this cute little, okay. We went to, where were we? The first day in Croatia, we decided to take these stairs. The stairs never ended.
Oh,
steps,
God.
I should say, steps. They never ended. Like Steve and I were going and there would be like a little platform, like, oh, this is cute. And then we would look over and there'd be more. So we wanted to get to the top.
That's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I know, but it was great. It was really great because we were like, maybe at the next one. Maybe at I mean, we just kept going. We hit our step goal before we even got to where we wanted to go. On top of that was this cute little grocery store.
Oh my gosh. You got to go all the way to the top of the hill to get to.
I mean, we did.
At least you get your workout, then you're there and you're hungry because you just worked
Yeah.
out. So you buy more and then it's downhill the whole way.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And so by the time we got up there, I needed to poop. So we had to go back to the ship and I needed a water. So we went in and we were there and other people were shopping because I think it was Easter Friday, maybe. Yeah, it had to have been because Croatia was Friday, Sunday, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So it was Friday. So people are shopping because they're off. They celebrate Easter for a few days. You know, we could tell. And we only had our water and Steve had a gum and we, put it on the belt and this lady had a really big basket and she said something in Greek, maybe to the cashier. And all of a sudden the cashier grabbed our stuff, scanned it.
She let you cut in front.
She let us cut in front. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
I know we still do it here.
Right.
But I thought that was just so nice because I don't know that I would really see it anymore.
Right.
So it was just neat. Did she pay for it? No, but that's okay. That's okay.
She didn't start What do you guys call it?
Yeah, the pay it forward.
Yeah.
But no,
Pay
she
it
didn't.
forward.
I mean, she didn't.
No,
pay for it.
listen, she was hoping
For
you'd pay
attend.
for her shit.
Probably. No.
She was like, these rich ass Americans, why aren't they paying for my
No,
groceries?
I know.
I gotta haul all this shit back down that hill.
But I don't know. It was neat.
Oh, one more hot take that I was kind of thinking about. No drive-throughs.
Oh,
You have to go in the place if you
yeah,
want
yeah.
it. I mean, they don't really have like
But, like,
drive-through streets anyway, but still.
I
it's
was
just
gonna say,
something.
like you said, cars would be driving, you get the fuck out of the way, because was there a lot of cars? Just certain areas.
Just
It
in
was-
certain areas.
There
Yeah.
was these tiny little like valleys, like little tiny
Yeah.
alleys. I mean,
Yeah.
and a car would go through there, and you just kind of have to stand
Up
by
against the wall.
up against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's crazy.
it's just
Yep.
normal. People just
Yeah, no drive-throughs. Not a lot of to-goes. Coffee is
No,
not to
yeah.
go. They don't. Like if
No.
you ask, they kind of look at you like, really? To go?
You're like, I want to walk and drink it, and they're like, no, you sit.
Yeah, everybody
You
sits.
sit and you enjoy it.
Yep. Everybody
And it's
sits.
cheaper that way too if you sit down and.
And siestas too. Between the
Yeah.
hours of maybe 1 and 3. So we would have lunch about 12:30 because we would be up early.
Oh yeah.
So by 12:30 we were hungry. And plus we were off because it was a 7-hour time
Yeah.
difference, So we were just kind of like, we just ate whenever we felt hungry.
Felt like it, yeah.
So let's say by 11:30 we were eating lunch. And then maybe we would be like, yeah, we'll go check out those stores across the street. They'd be closed.
Yeah.
So we'd go get lost somewhere, maybe go see another church or another mountain or another coliseum or something like that. And then we would come back around 3:00 and then they'd be open again.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They just did. Just closed up shop. Siesta
They had
time.
to take a nap while it was still cool enough outside.
Yeah, maybe. It does get hot in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We would wear like our sweaters and, our jackets or whatever. And by the afternoon, it got up to 70 or 80 by 2 or 3:00. It was beautiful.
Perfect.
I
That's
think we all had a
perfect
day
weather.
of sunburn. So, but yeah, so thanks for listening to
Oh
our
my
to our
gosh.
journey through
Yeah.
Italy and Greece and all that.
That was so fun.
yeah, it was neat.
That was so good. I totally enjoyed talking to you guys about that.
So since this is already over an hour,
Okay.
we're going to talk about pasta shapes and the
Oh,
perfect sauce that
okay.
goes with it. So if our listeners have hung on this long,
Yeah.
here's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get my glasses on.
Are you going to quiz me on it?
You know what?
Ooh.
Yes. You know what we're going to do? Wow, these dirty as, look at that. Okay. I'm going to give you the name of the pasta and I will
You want me to
explain it.
Do you want me to tell you what shape it is?
Yes, if you would like to. You can tell me what shape it is and then tell me what sauce you think
Oh.
will go on it and then we'll tell you
Okay.
what ChatGPT says. Because I asked, why are there so many pasta shapes? We didn't see too many pasta shapes out there,
No.
but we saw a lot of long, like the made ones that were.
Right.
But okay, so first one is rigatoni. First, what is the shape?
A tube. Tube-like pasta?
Big tubes with ridges.
Yeah.
So what would it be best for? What kind of sauce do you think?
I say red sauce, marinara,
Be even more specific.
like
Vodka? Vodka sauce?
I was
I don't
gonna say
know.
bolognese.
Oh, bolognese. Meaty?
Yeah.
Because the meat will get in trapped in the holes.
There you go. You just answered it. It's
Yeah.
best for chunky sauces,
Mm.
meat sauces, or baked dishes because the ridges
Yeah.
and hollow center hold on to that thick, meaty sauce like bolognese or sausage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well
that's
done.
cool.
All right, we're going
Good
to go on to the
job.
next one. Well
Good
done.
job.
Nice.
She's good. It's almost like she was in Italy.
It's almost like I'm Italian.
All right. It's just spaghetti.
Long, straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And round, they call them.
Oh,
Long,
what
thin,
kind of
round noodles.
sauce?
Okay, so they're best for what kind of sauce?
I'd say like thinner sauce.
You think thinner?
Yeah.
Because it's thin?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll agree with her.
Smooth or light sauces like
Yeah.
tomato or oil based.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, oil based.
It coats the strands evenly without slipping
Yeah.
off. Well done.
Okay.
Nice.
She's a kid. She knows.
I know. She knows her pasta.
Penne.
Penne is similar to, what was the first one?
Rigatoni?
But it don't have ridges, right?
No, yeah, it's like a smoother
Yeah.
noodle.
Baked sauces.
Okay.
Either
Okay.
that- maybe like
Yeah.
a pesto. I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
a
All right.
pesto. I didn't think about
So
that.
they're saying for these, they're diagonally cut tubes,
Yeah.
smooth or rigid.
Oh.
So they can be. You were right. They can be smooth or rigid. I've seen
because
them.
rigatoni is straight cut.
Yes.
And
So
penne
penne
is
is diagonally
diagonal.
cut on the ends.
Okay.
They're best for creamy or tomato-based sauces because the tube shape catches sauce inside, and the ridges, if they have them, helps hold on to them.
Yeah, I like
So
sauce
it says
inside of
great
it.
with vodka sauce, spicy tomato, or pesto.
Okay.
Well done. I know.
Julia, honestly,
I wish the
what would
other
I
test
do
was-
without
I didn't
you?
show you this before, right?
No,
Okay,
yeah.
we just want to
Right?
let everybody
She said,
know.
Right? This is getting suspicious.
Okay, so AKA bow ties or farfalle?
Farfarelli.
Farfalle.
Fartfelly.
Fart Philly.
I'm gonna say
Farfalle.
cold salad because that's what we always
I
use
was-
them for.
I pictured peas with it. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, bow tie.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But is that more of American? Then?
Let's find out.
Probably.
The shape is little bow ties or butterflies. Sometimes people call them.
Oh, I'm gonna call them butterflies from now
I
on.
know. They're best for lighter sauces, cream-based sauces, or pasta salads.
Oh my!
Well
look at us.
done.
Come on,
Well
we are
done.
amazing.
We know our pasta.
Fusilli.
Yeah, we do.
Fusilli.
Fusilli. I know what that is, but I don't know what it looks like.
Is that
Fusilli.
like spirals?
100%.
really?
How do you know all this?
I don't know. I'm
I
picturing
stare at pasta all the time,
I'm
and I didn't know
picturing-
that one.
the boxes at the store.
Yeah. And I used to stock them, so I can't believe that I don't
Yeah.
know. Twisted spirals.
Yeah.
So
We always
it's
called that something else.
Like curl.
cavatappi.
Oh, yes.
No,
Cavatappi. Because that's a little
not
bit different. I wonder if that's
those.
on your. I haven't even looked at it, but.
Ooh, my favorite. That's my favorite.
I like
is
that, too.
cavatappi. Okay. Anyways, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Oh, what kind of sauce?
Yeah.
would go good
What's
on
best
that?
for what sauce?
Oily to stick in the ridges.
Yeah.
What do you want in the ridges? Well, mayo-y then, creamy because it's. Oh no, wait, that was the butterflies. We moved on.
I would
Fusilli.
almost-
It's like rigatoni. Is
I don't
rigatoni
know.
like that
I would
too?
almost say bolognese again.
Yeah,
but I don't
because
feel
it's
like- I
got
feel like
all the
that's not
little pockets.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's find out.
Pockets.
So it's best for thicker sauces that
Yeah.
can get into all the curves.
yeah.
The spiral shape grabs onto sauce and little chunks like veggies or meat.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Did it.
We're so good.
Great with
Yeah.
pesto, meat sauces, chunky tomato sauce, or bolognese.
Chunky tomato.
Wow. Look at that.
That last one.
Or bolognese.
Or a cat, or
Or a celli.
a chetta,
Or a chetta.
which means little ears.
Oh,
Oh,
that's the
is-
ones that they like, phoop,
Yep.
phoop.
Yep.
They like roll it, phoop.
Oh.
You know,
Oh,
it's like
I'm sorry.
A,
It's orecchetta.
it's like a
Orecchetta.
shell, kind of, but not like a whole shell, like just like a phoop.
Like
Does that make
for
sense?
soup?
Yeah, it's small round discs. Small round
There you go.
discs, like scoops. Like my fat ass says Frito-Lay scoops.
Oh,
but
okay.
very, very tiny
Yes.
orecchette.
Okay.
That's a better description than my phoop.
No, that's perfect. It's like contacts.
okay.
There you go.
Right?
Perfect.
All right.
Context.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so what do you
yes.
think? Sauces wise. Now that we've explained what they are.
Pesto.
Soups?
Yeah, soups.
Maybe soups?
But this
Sauces? Soup is in the sauce?
The soup is in the sauce. So it's best for sauces with bits of meat or veggies.
Soup.
The cup shape
exactly.
scoops the sauce. Ideal for hearty bites. Great with sausage and broccoli.
Mm.
Chunky veggie sauces.
Yeah. Soup.
Yep.
Soup.
Exactly.
Chunky veggie sauces means soup.
code word.
Lasagna.
Well, we all know what lasagna
Yeah.
is. It's
What
the
is it?
wavies. It's got the wavies.
What if someone young is listening and they don't know?
It's a flat sheet.
There you
of
go.
Pasta.
Wide flat sheet.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's it best for?
Lasagna.
to hold together the
Layers.
ricotta, the
All right.
marinara.
Layer.
I think we pretty much know that one.
Yeah.
Stacking, baking, holding tons of sauce and cheese.
Tons.
Tons.
Now I want to make lasagna.
Oh, I want to eat lasagna.
Yeah.
Linguine.
Linguine is the flat spaghetti noodle, right?
Oh, so that would be like a white sauce.
Wait,
then,
but
right?
like fettuccine too?
Thinner than fettuccine.
Oh, thinner than
Mhm.
fettuccine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say creamy sauces or oily sauces, same as
oily.
spaghetti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
Best for seafood or oil-based
Yeah.
sauces. The flat
Yeah.
surface helps light sauces cling just enough.
Yeah.
Cavatappi. My
Well,
favy.
so those are hollow spirals, I would call them.
Tubes.
Tubes.
Mhm.
Tube spirals.
You know what those are?
Mhm.
Okay.
And my favorite thing to make with them is mac and cheese.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that one restaurant we go to up in Wisconsin. They do their primavera with cavatappi.
Oh.
That's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all going to be hungry.
Everybody
wants
wants
some pasta
pasta. So corkscrew tubes, best for cheesy or creamy sauces. The spiral and
Yeah.
hollow
Hollow.
center. Jesus,
Hollow.
Meredith.
Hollow.
They hold cheese like a dream. That's what it says. Mac and cheese.
Yep.
Creamy tomato sauces.
Yeah.
Gnocchi.
Potato.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Potato. Oh, are they potato?
Yeah.
Or is it-
Often
Potato
made
pasta.
with potato.
Yeah.
Yep. Soft, pillowy dumplings.
I was just going to say little pillows of joy.
Yeah. What are they best for?
Everything I say.
marinara.
Anything.
Rich or buttery sauces.
Yeah, butter.
Their soft texture soaks in flavor and sauce without falling apart. So I went to one restaurant in Italy and they looked like the Dots candy.
Oh.
So the gnocchi here is
Yeah.
kind of spiral a little bit, right?
Yeah.
What I've had.
Yeah.
Or actually they're folded in. They have like
Right.
that little seam.
Right.
These they look like dots. The Dots candy. It's the only way I can explain them. It was
That's
very,
wild.
very delish. The sauce made it too, of course.
Yeah.
But that's it.
You
That's
guys
that.
didn't bring
That's
me
that.
no food from Italy. I'm so upset.
We brought you chocolate.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So we have global. Oh, let's also talk about this since it's already an hour and 17 and I had a
Yeah.
coughing fit and all that.
Yeah.
Making it nice and long. We have global
Global entry.
entry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how easy it was going to be.
Yeah.
So when we got there, I didn't shop for anything. I got chocolate.
Yeah.
That's all. Because I was reading because I don't know any better, right? Because it was my first trip like this. Yeah. That, it had to have the nutritional facts and it's had this and that, I was reading so much different things. And we have global. We did the whole thing. If you're traveling internationally, go get global. It's so easy. I'm going to explain it to you in just a second. So I didn't bring wine home, olive oil. I didn't buy any souvenirs, jewelry, nothing. I only got chocolate because I was like, that's easy. I can just say that it's souvenirs.
Yeah.
Chocolate. What did you get?
I got a couple of bracelets, coffee, a book, quite a few souvenirs, I would say.
Did you have to show it to anybody?
No.
So with global, you walk up past the very long line of people getting back in. This was in Washington, D.C. for us,
Yeah.
in Chicago for you.
Yep.
And there's a screen, and you walk up, and it reads your face and goes, thank you, proceed.
Oh, my God. They didn't even ask you.
Nothing.
Get out.
That was it. That's how fast, 3 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes. And I looked behind and I was like, oh my gosh, the line was so long. It was so long to get back in.
I believe if you don't have global entry, you have to write down everything that you have
Right.
for
Yeah.
souvenirs. And
Yeah.
it's,
Not that we would bring anything illegal anyways,
Right.
but
it's a less of a pain in the butt.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so great. So then you walk up to the security and he's looking at faces and he goes, okay, thanks, Meredith. That's it. That's all. That's how.
Wow.
So if you're going to go international, no matter where you're going, get global.
Yeah.
Get passport, get TSA, and get go. So I didn't realize that because when we were leaving O'Hare, when we were going into O'Hare, she said, oh, you go this way, they go that way. And I walked up and a screen immediately took my face. I didn't realize that they had these screens in TSA. And so I was like, oh, and it said proceed. It gave me like a green arrow. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize that was my global.
Yeah.
So all the cameras around know my face was, probably taking a poop 3 times because I had nervous poops, or I was thinking about this, it was
Yeah.
like, man, she's gone to the bathroom like 17 times. What is going on?
I'm sure they're so used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
Yeah.
can't be the only one with nervous poops, right? But
especially you get on a how long of a flight? 13 hour or how long did it?
8
Oh,
or
it was
10.
only 8?
It was
8,
9,
okay.
9 there, 10 back. For
Yeah.
9 there? Okay. That's not terrible.
No.
I
But
watched
still,
4
an
movies.
8-9 hour flight, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to poop on the plane.
No way. No way.
What about the airplane food? Did you have airplane food?
It was actually really good.
You get meals.
Yeah. Did you
You get-
fly regular, business, first class?
Um,
Was it just regular?
on the way home, I had priority, but not first class.
Yeah.
On the way there, we just
we
did
did regular.
Yeah, we
Regular.
Just, yeah.
And
peasant,
the seats were comfy?
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
peasant coach on the
Yeah.
wing.
Yeah.
But they feed you.
Yeah.
You get a full, like I had gnocchi. I had gnocchi and salad and a roll and dessert. And what did you have? Chicken something?
Yeah, chicken, orzo,
Mm.
salad, roll.
That's another pasta they didn't mention, orzo.
Oh, yeah.
That's like rice pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for cold salads.
Yes, absolutely. You could be Cass GPT.
Cass Cavatappi.
Yeah, Cass Cavatappi GPT. That's it.
Oh, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So very neat.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a great time, and I'm glad you got back okay, and I really, really missed you.
I know we missed you.
Thanks for taking care of our house.
Yeah,
I know,
no
thank
problem.
you.
It was
Yeah.
easy peasy. You guys don't even have any animals here. Are you kidding
I
me?
know, but it was good. You kept everything safe and
I
stuff.
checked
It's
sump pumps. I flushed toilets
yep.
every once in a while, ran some water. I was like, I should run some water.
Yeah.
I felt like it was getting dry in the house. Nobody ran in. The poor pipes are probably dried out.
They're like my face, my wrinkles around my eyes. They were like, help us. And then when you were in Florida, Uncle Ray helped us. And that was great. So
yeah,
Uncle Ray.
perfect. Yeah.
it was, and it was funny because the Ring camera would go off and it would either be a red car or it'd be the green car.
Yeah.
Red car, green car. We're like, oh, who's at the house?
And
It was
some,
great.
every once in a while, you guys would come on the same day.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did come. I think I did come one day, and because sometimes I felt like I was getting the mail from the day before, almost like I was coming too early.
Yeah.
and getting it from the day before, and like I opened the mailbox one day, and there's just like one piece, and I'm like, this is weird because you guys get piles of fucking mail.
We do, yeah.
We've signed up for too much shit.
Jesus. There's like some days I'm like I was like trying to like get it out, like I had to open my door and like reach way in there and get it out.
I'm sure our mail person is not very happy with us.
Yeah,
But
no, it's fine. At least we got it every day, so we wasn't trying to shove multiple days in there at once.
Thank you very
know?
much. Really appreciate it.
So yeah, it was easy peasy.
How was Prof?
Amazing.
We haven't talked about it, right?
No.
So
it was so
I
good.
was very jealous. It looked like a very fun time.
We had a great time.
Good.
And Katie dressed up in her Halloween because we were supposed to go at Halloween, right?
Yes.
So she dressed up in her horse album outfit, which is basically a gold suit.
Yeah.
It's a
Jumpsuit
gold
or-
jumpsuit. Yeah. And she made this feather headdress, and she had these glasses that said Pookie on them. And she was like, we got to get to the front. We got to get to the front. I was like, girl, you go to the front. Like, you get up there.
Yeah.
And so we had a blast. She got pretty close. She had like two people in front of her and then Prof on stage, right? And me and Bestie are just like, I'm like, do you see feathers? Like, I would do like this. Do you see feathers? Like feathers,
Yeah.
you know? And she'd be like, yep, I see her. She's right there. And we had a mom and a daughter right next to us who was actually there for, I don't know how you say his name, if it's Graves or Greaves.
Okay.
But he opened for Prof.
Oh, yes.
And they were there for him, actually. Like, they had seen Prof before, but the daughter was there for him. So she was
Oh.
super happy to see him. But she was also keeping an eye on neighbor Katie. Like, yep, I see the feathers, you know.
That's
So
awesome.
we did good. And then, you know, a couple days later, I'm on TikTok, and I see somebody. They were pretty close to the stage videoing, and all I hear is, Pookie, baby! And I was like, that's my neighbor yelling behind you.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, but we had a really good time.
Do you think he noticed her?
I have no clue. I don't know. I'm sure Katie hopes to God that he did, you know.
Yeah, because she put so much effort
Yeah.
into it.
But I know after the show, like, it's all clearing out, you know, whatever. I'm like, I'm going potty. I come out. Bestie was in there when I was walking out, and she's like, Katie's right there. I'm like, okay. Katie's like standing at the front of the stage, and she's like, well, can you tell somebody to tell him to come take a picture with me? And they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, Katie, you got to buy the VIP if you want to meet and greet, you know?
Aww.
But it was funny. You know, we all, like I said, we had a good time. We Ubered there and back. We stayed at
Yeah.
the hotel. It was nice, you know.
Hotel was nice.
The hotel was a little honky.
Slim shady.
Little honky. It wasn't bad. Like, the area wasn't bad. It was in almost like a business park.
Oh.
So that was nice, though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we got pizza ordered. She was like, hey, you can pull around to the side door and your room is literally right there. And I'm like, cool. So we go to use the key. It's not opening the door. Well, we find out you have to push in on the door, use the key, and then it'll
Oh,
unlock.
jeez. Was it a motel?
It was fine. It was fine. So then we just if we went out to smoke, we put a rock in the door, so we didn't have to deal with that. But then our TV wouldn't work.
Oh,
so I went and I complained. You know, you turn it on and it pulls up all the streaming services, right? And I'm like, okay, do they actually have them? Or is it other people have signed into their streaming services? So I'm like trying Disney, it's not working. I'm trying Netflix, it's not working. I'm trying ESPN, it's not working. I'm like, I just need background noise while we're eating pizza, you know?
Yep.
Like, so Katie had music on her phone. It was fine. And when we came back, I was like, we got to figure out the TV situation. And I asked the front desk, and she was like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And I was like, you make me mad.
And they pay you?
And they pay you?
Because when we checked in, we had the nicest girl that we called her Mama. And we were like, well, we're leaving now, Mama. We'll be back by 11. She's like, well, I'll be done by then. We're like, no, you know.
Aww.
And then the overnight lady wasn't very nice. But then the next morning, I went to check out, and I was like, listen, that girl needs an attitude adjustment. Our TV didn't even work. And she's like, oh, my God. And she's like, she didn't offer to move you to a different room. And I was like, no. But we finally, like, randomly, like, a channel came on, and it was playing some weird fucking movie. And I was like, who cares? We got TV, guys.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need that, right?
I need TV. Mm-hmm. You know, you've stayed in a hotel with me. I like to fall asleep with the TV on. You turn it off after I fall asleep, I don't care. You know, like, but I need it to fall asleep. I can't listen to myself breathe, you know?
I either have my TV on or my phone on, like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I think sleeping in a hotel is the only place that I'll actually, like, leave the TV on until I'm, like, literally, like, passed out of sleep.
Yeah.
Do you sleep with a fan on you?
Yeah.
Normally? Yeah, and that's another thing I hate. There's no fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I never think, like, bring a fan, you know? And then I'm, like, hot. Sharing a bed with Bestie. We gave Katie her own bed because, like, we've slept in the same bed before. It's fine. And I'm just, like, flip the blankets off, like, God, it's so hot in here. And they're like two skinny little bitches, like, oh, it's so chilly. And I'm like, oh, why did I bring sweatpants, not
and
shorts?
Bessie probably hasn't had a full night's sleep ever, right? So she's probably like, I just want to sleep.
And then I was laughing because, you know, you never know what you're going to get with me. Am I going to snore? Am I going to talk in my sleep? Like, what's going to happen? So the next morning I wake up and I realize that I did not sleep very well.
Oh.
I was very aware all night. Like, I didn't want to turn and face Bestie and, like, breathe hot breath in her face. And I wanted to stay up, you know, because then I'm less likely to snore. And actually, Jay made a comment in Florida that I didn't snore not once while I was down there.
Wow.
But I slept on the couch, like, on the armrest. And I think that helps me, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Probably have sleep apnea. But anyway, so I was like, all right, you guys, let's pack up and go. And Emily's like, oh, don't we have to, like, check out at noon? And I was like, we got to get the fuck out of this place, you know? And then I felt bad. I was like, oh, she's probably not ready to go home to her family.
Right? This is mom night out.
Sorry, Bestie.
Aww.
But yeah, so yeah, we got there good. We had a good time. We had dinner in the hotel. We had pizza, really good pizza. It was like a wood fire place, you know? It was really good pizza. And then, and
this was in Madison, right?
yes.
Yeah. Good.
We stopped at Quick Trip. Bestie's never been to a Quick Trip.
Oh, love it.
So she was just like, oh. And I was like, get some snacks for the hotel room, you know? And she's like, I don't know what to get. Katie's over here. She's got, like, this, like, dinner plate. It's bean burritos with rice. She's like, I'm going to smash this at, like, 3 a.m. And I'm like, perfect.
That's awesome.
And then here's me. I have, like, Reese's Sticks.
Oh, yeah.
And Skittles and, like, a bag of chips,
Yep.
you know? Like, that's my good food.
And we wonder why we get calf cramps in the middle of the night.
When I was in Florida, never
None.
not had one. Isn't that weird?
No. You drink a lot of water now, right?
I always drink water.
No.
But when I was in Florida drinking all night and sleeping all day, I did not have not one calf cramp.
Interesting.
Is it the humidity?
Maybe.
I have no clue.
Keeps you hydrated.
Jenny's like, maybe it's because you're, like, stressed at home and you're not on vacation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't have one stomach ache, one headache, one terrible thought, nothing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to extend that.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had anything.
Keep it up.
Yep. I slept through the night.
Well, someone will send you a shitty email and then you'll be like, God damn it.
I don't know. I don't know. I got a couple of them already. Like,
you?
hey, you didn't answer me back. Well, because I've been gone.
It literally
didn't
says
aggravate me at
out
all.
of office on your email.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't aggravate me. I was like, well, no, you'll wait till tomorrow.
Just be like,
I
it's
did.
Not my fault you can't read.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the kind of attitude I want you to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I am now ruined. I am ruined. Things are different in different places.
Good for you.
I know. Everyone should travel. Go travel.
Especially
Go
somewhere
travel.
that you're probably not comfortable with. Just do
Yeah.
Oh,
it.
just do it. Get out of your comfort
Go
zone.
see
We're
how other
already
people live.
planning. We're
Yeah.
already planning our next trip. We're going to have a little girls trip.
Yeah.
Yep. In January.
I told the other boss, whatever you want to call him, I said, yeah, I thought I was part of Meredith's family, but they didn't invite me on the trip. Rude.
We got some plans. We got plans.
I don't know I would have survived this trip with
Life
with
is
you
too
guys.
short not to travel.
Yeah, I agree. I do like traveling too. Even if I keep going to the same place and going to the same bars and having the same drinks, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Get out and do something.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
Not in your own environment.
Just
Yeah.
not, yes, exactly. Get out of
Yeah.
your house, get out of your apartment, get out of your townhouse, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Just get
Yeah.
out. Get
It's a
out
pri-
and be around
it's-
people for a
It's
day.
a privilege to travel, that's for sure.
No, it is. It
Yeah.
is.
Save your
Mhm.
pennies.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody cash out your 401k and go take a really
my
good
God.
vacation.
Do you want to talk about privilege? This is a privilege story. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Okay.
So we got our nails done before vacation. And mine, when I have acrylics on, grow really fast, even
Yeah.
though they're thin. So I was missing 2 of my pointer fingers, and then all the other nails had grown so much because we did so much swimming and hot tub and all
Yeah.
that. They just do. So by last night, I was like, we can't record. I got to go get my nails done because I couldn't type. You know, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I was trying to type and I ended up typing like just with the 2 fingers that didn't have nails. So I go and I was like, well, and my toes were not looking great.
Yeah.
The hot tub had ruined the fluorescent pink that I had and it looked like ombre.
Oh.
It was really, they were really bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Just go do it and then you'll be good for the month of May, right? So I'm sitting getting a pedicure and I didn't pay for the most expensive one or anything like that, but they started to get busy. So another girl comes over and decides that she's going to start doing my hands.
Oh gosh.
And it caused me to I was telling you this morning or yesterday, I started to get like an anxiety attack because not that I needed to rest while I was getting
Right.
a pedicure, but she was very aggressive. Like I had never had her before. And so she was using the file and it was like shaking my whole hand, like vibrating it, like, you know, and so I was
Yeah.
like trying to relax and I could feel like myself starting to like
Oh,
underneath
God.
my bra was like sweating and I could feel myself dripping. And I was like, just breathe. And I'm like, I don't think I like this. Like I didn't know what to do. And she was really kind of rough, you know? And I was like, I get it because they know me and they can do whatever, you know, but
Right.
I could not like relax. And I was like starting to panic and I was just like, okay, you're acting like a privileged little brat, first of all, because you're getting your nails done.
You're
What-
overstimulating me.
I know, exactly. I'm like, seriously,
I
Meredith?
feel like that's like a legit reason to be overstimulated.
But I
though.
corrected myself and I was like, enough, just sit there. And then like the back massager was like, it was too much. Like I was getting,
I can't do.
I
the
was
back-
getting, it felt on these balls on my back. This lady aggressively filing my hands
God.
and the guy touching my calves. You know, I was like, what is going on? So I had to shut the machine down. And then I like, I just kind of looked at her. I'm like, you got to calm down a little bit. And then I just tried to relax, but I was all sweat. It was just all sweat and anxiety. And then someone else had to paint my nails. I'm like, oh, okay. I can't do this. I can't do this. I know. Terrible, right? Terrible. It was terrible. It was crazy. I was like, I knew I was going to tell this story, but I'm like, okay, who can even say they got their nails done and they went on vacation? Whatever. But that's my story. My nails are done. I can tell you again.
You suffered through it.
They
I
look
suffered.
really good.
Yeah, I suffered through it.
Yeah.
We're quoting.
I was gonna say your nails look really good.
She got
too.
hers done
Yeah.
too. We're brats.
Yeah.
Now we got to save
your
our money for
toes, too.
Christmas. We're
Nice.
done now. That's it. Although we're planning a January Caribbean
Well, that's your
cruise.
Christmas present.
It is. It is.
You know, so yeah.
You know what? I have a milestone birthday this year.
Yeah,
So do
you
I.
do.
I'm going
So
for
do
it.
I.
Yeah.
And she does as well, which is
Yeah.
really kind of cool. And Steve just had one last year. Steven will be in a couple years. I mean, this is a really cool
Yeah.
year. So we're just enjoying it. That's it.
Which
we've
you
waited
know,
long enough.
I thought about on the way over here. We need to confirm what we're doing for your birthday
yes.
because I'd like to book that hotel.
It's the weekend after my birthday.
Okay.
Because the
get
Chicago Marathon. And that's why we were like looking at hotels. We were like, what in the heck? I'm
Why
like,
is
there's
it
gotta be
$900?
There's got to be something going on that weekend. And it's the Chicago Marathon.
Okay.
So definitely the weekend after if you
Okay.
want. I would love that.
Put it in your calendar. It's
yeah, it's
Besties
already
weekend.
is. I thought you guys already planned it. What the heck? Wow. See how important I am?
Might I remind everybody, Meredith's birthday's not till November.
October.
October. I have to have it booked by November.
Besties is November.
Besties is November. Oh my God, yeah, because
We got June, October, November.
Because you're the same day as Marcus, my grandson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
November, October.
June, October, and
June.
November. Yep.
I'm the June baby. The June bug. Okay. Good.
Yep. Good.
Are you good?
Good.
Good.
Good. Good.
Yay. We're back. Yay.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye. You're blessed. Bye bye.
That's my new one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.